Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Playmates Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows Casey Jones. Another fan favorite has reappeared in the new live-action movie. We finally get ourselves Casey Jones coming back into the scene. A little bit different in design, of course played by a different actor, but it's nice to see Casey Jones still coming and kicking some butt. The back of the package gives you a much larger package image because it's actually US packaging. With a read-up says, New York City, an old menace returns, new mutations arise, the ultimate showdown approaches. Our heroes must rise up again to save the city they love, even if it means exposing themselves for who they truly are, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which also was not added in the international packaging that we've been looking at with the other figures. Speaking of other figures, the other figures in this set are included of Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo in stealth disguise, Michelangelo in pirate costume, Raphael in winged suit, and then we've got Casey Jones, Splinter, Shredder, Foot Soldier, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang. To check out more from the folks over at Playmates Toys, you can go to www.playmatestoys.com. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at Casey Jones. Here's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so Casey Jones comes with, well, a couple of different accessories. The first thing that we'll have a look at, he comes with a pair of, well, it looks like the equivalent of like a roller blade. You can just put them onto his shoes, his feet, just like that, and then put the other one on there. And you can have them zipping around. They look like they would be crude, something that he would have made from scratch. He comes with that. He does also come with a hockey stick. He's a little scaled back, and we don't even know really to what extent he serves in the movie, but judging it based solely on the figure, it looks like he's scaled back from the original Casey Jones that would have had a multitude of other weapons at his disposal. Maybe Casey Jones only uses a hockey stick. I don't really know. We haven't seen the movie yet. The hockey stick sits a little loose on his hand because, well, the stick itself is very soft, rubbery, and it doesn't really, unless you put it directly handle-wise, but then you've got a really long stick, it does sit a little loose in his hands. Let's go ahead and take the roller blades off, and we'll put those just to the side. By the way, it's just soft rubber, so there is no posability. The wheels themselves don't move. And speaking of moving, if you are immediately going to be asking, Spot, does the mask come off? The answer I would have to tell you is no. The mask is sculpted. It's sculpted to his face, even though on the underside it looks like the mask would be removable, but it's not. It's sculpted completely to his head. It does then a good job of not necessarily looking like the actor, but because he is wearing the mask, you can get away with it looking, you know, enough like the character. They've even sculpted like the mouth. Looks like the mouth on the underside of his mask. He's got still his eyes in there as well, but no, you cannot remove the mask. The mask isn't bad. I mean, there's just a little bit of defect just on the side of the mask there. Got a little bit of paint on it, also his hoodie, and there's a little bit of paint also on his legs. Casey Jones is a little... Quality-wise, he's not as good as some of the other figures that we've had a look at. And there's a big kind of little splotch of paint on the front of his t-shirt as well. To give you guys a scale comparison of what he looks like versus some of the other Turtles, for example, there he is next to Michelangelo. Much bigger is Michelangelo than Casey. I mean, Casey Grant is taller, but Mikey is just a big, beefier figure. Let's see here. What else can we compare it to? Let's compare it to, well, we've kind of already seen hints of this in the trailer. There he is next to Rocksteady. And a big size difference between him and Rocksteady. His outfit is fairly simplistic. An olive-colored t-shirt. He's got a jacket over top of that, which has a hooded jacket dividing the two. Also looks like he's got maybe the equivalent of jeans and also just some regular shoes. He does also have peg holes on the undersides of his feet, so theoretically You could also have him riding Mikey's skateboard, which I don't know if he'd be crazy about him doing that, but you could probably do it when Mikey's not looking. In the way of his posability, Casey Jones does have a really nice ball joint in the head. Lots of movement there. Hinged shoulders, which also rotate all the way around. A hinge in the elbow. Like I think it was the Shredder, there is no swiveling in the forearm itself. He only has just the straight out bend in the elbow. That's it. He does at least have a rotation in the wrists. No waist swivel. And then he's kind of like the Turtles in the sense that his legs move forward and back, but to get him to rotate any which other way, you have to rotate the leg. And also, he does come across like he's a little weirdly stanced. So when you have him standing, you might want to find yourself rotating the legs out just enough that it makes the legs stand not as awkwardly. A single hinge in the knee, and he has absolutely no posability in the feet. I like Casey. I'm going to see how well he does in the movie, and the guy who's playing him, I guess, is the guy from Arrow, so that's going to be kind of an interesting kind of bridging between a guy who's usually you expect to see in a TV series. It's going to be interesting to see him in the big screen as Casey Jones. Maybe he will be as good as the original Casey Jones. Kind of like the original Casey Jones, though, from the 90s movie. But we'll see. We'll see how well he does. Kind of like Shredder, we don't know just enough about him just yet, but we will know certainly soon enough when Turtles Out of the Shadows comes to the big screen. Today we were having a look at Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and today, we were looking at Casey Jones like we were already looking at. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more videos heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.